Welcome back to the Leadership Conversation with Dr. Dennis V. Burke. Today, I'd like to talk about communication. A very simple idea, but extremely important. So, communication or miscommunication is possibly the most taxing reason for inefficiencies in the workplace or in relationships for that matter, right? So, improper communication exacts a significant tax on relationships and performance. And by miscommunication, or let's define communication up front. Communication is the coding, sending, and receiving of accurate message, right? So miscommunication may result from incorrect coding of a message. That is, the sender incorrectly states the expectation. It also may result from improper decoding, receiving or decoding of the message. So the sender may send the correct message, but the receiver gets an incorrect interpretation of the message or hears the wrong thing. And then the third reason for miscommunication might be both, right? A combination of incorrect messaging, coding, sending, receiving, and decoding of the message. So essentially, everything is in the wrong basket from the get-go. Now, how do we resolve this? It's important when the people who are sending the message, right? The person delivering the message or the organization that's delivering the message must be intelligent enough to understand the state of mind and the readiness of the receiver, the intended audience, to receive the message. Critical, the same message might have to be coded differently to be delivered to different segments of the expected audience. And after the message has been sent, the sender must actually take time to verify that the message has been received. And in messages that requires performance, right, the performance expectations must be a part of that message. It must be a part of the coding and delivery. It must be a part of the interpretation that's pulled back from the receiver. What's the point or points of the message? What are the points of the message? What's the intended or the expected result? What are the performance expectations, and what's the receiver committing to? And now, when a message is coded and sent and with the expectation that something will be delivered, performed, it's important that that expectation be packaged with, the often described SMART expectation, right? SMART goal. It must be specific. It must be measurable. The actions must be clearly defined. It must be realistic, and there has to be established beginning and delivery date that is time bound. Very important, the readiness of the receiver to perform. Do they have the knowledge, skill, and attitude to deliver on the message? So messages aren't just randomly generated and tossed at people like we see in the movies. It must be a carefully constructed package to elicit response from the audience or from the person or people who are expected to perform. And in that way, we actually dramatically increase the potential for success and reduce the tax that miscommunication pulls from organization or from relationships. Miscommunication is an extremely emotionally taxing proposition that leaders and managers must work very hard to reduce. Thank you for watching this episode of the Leadership Conversation, and I'll see you next time. I'm Dr. Dennis V. Burke.